Yeah, how you feeling today, Brandon?
Good. Very good, Tom.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yesterday, I was honestly reserved about the Sean Payton hiring. Like somebody said it, I just have PTSD from my football team.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree because it was so bad last year that I've thought a head coach is not going to come in and fix everything. I just don't believe that
Okay.
anymore. The hiring process was kind of weird, a little slow, a little mysterious this time. You got to give up a little bit to get Sean Payton.
A
So
little bit.
there's just it is a little bit. We can get to that in a second.
Mm.
So it's like I've been hurt, and last year I just went all in, went 100%. Everything's going to be great. We've got everything fixed. We got the coach. We got our quarterback. This team is stacked and ready to go. All the missing pieces have come together. This year, I'm like, we'll see. We'll see. But as the night progressed, started to read more about Sean Payton from other people across the media landscape, talking about what he brings to mainly former players talking about what he brings as an offensive mastermind, how he schemes guys open, how he finds mismatches, all of the things you want your head coach to do. A problem that was glaring kind of throughout the year. Now, can Russell Wilson see those mismatches? We'll find out. But I am feeling pretty good. I think Russell Wilson can surpass the amount of bathrooms he has in his home with touchdown passes before midseason this year. That's my optimistic prediction.
So, how do you feel about Mike McCarthy and Sean Payton basically having the same stats?
Okay, they have similar stats and achievements, but they are not the same coach. Nobody's confusing Mike McCarthy for any sort of offensive genius. So not worried about that at all.
Okay.
Mike McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers. Sean Payton had Drew Brees. They each got a Super Bowl out of it. That is incredibly impressive. Okay. Who's one of the best coaches in the NFL right now? Would you say Kyle Shanahan up there in the conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has 0 Super Bowl wins. So I ain't worried about the resumes. Tom Brady has skewed everybody's expectations and Belichick
Accurate.
together what
True.
that duo should be. And honestly, I don't even care if the Broncos make the friggin' playoffs next year. As long as they have a winning record, I'll be like, we did it, guys. We did it.
Follow-up question.
God damn it.
What if Sean Payton kind of sucks?
I swear to God. Gone. Out of here. Don't need this disrespect on my team anymore.
That's right. Now it's Tom Grossi's show. Oh. Brought you back.
I can't do this without you.
I'm just saying. No, I think that, listen, first of all, can you please say the line for everyone at home?
Let's ride.
No. You're supposed to say he's not going to
kind of suck, Tom.
Okay. But what if he does? I just wanted to do this again, just so when Johnny clips it forward when we're here a year from now. Yeah. Yesterday was weird, and I feel like it was crap on the Broncos day. After it happened. So the Saints fans were happy because Saints wound up, they got their picks or whatever. They got a first and a second rounder. I kind of just laid out. I was like, look at all the things that the Broncos have traded in the past 2 years, just to do that.
Yeah, we put
I
that
wouldn't be surprised at him. I wouldn't be
tweet.
surprised at all. But I feel like it was, I don't know. I feel like there was a different vibe yesterday because Ian Rappaport coming out, and there was an Ian Rappaport versus Adam Schefter thing, saying they were going after DeMeco Ryans. They were still going after DeMeco Ryans even when they offered Sean Payton the job. They were still trying to get Jim Harbaugh. Did you because then Schefter came out and said no, they haven't had any communication with DeMeco Ryans. It just seems like it was throw things at the Broncos and look how sloppily this was done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the point of all that was. It's hard because I probably trust Ian Rappaport more than Adam Schefter.
That's the right call. Yeah.
Adam Schefter has ties to Denver. Everything coming out of Denver and their reporters are on par with what Adam Schefter's saying. So, in a world where we should trust news, that should tip the scales like in favor of Schefter. But it makes me believe probably Ian Rappaport's closer to the truth.
Makes sense.
I think that what actually happened was the Broncos really liked Harbaugh, Payton, and DeMeco Ryans. And I think DeMeco Ryans impressed the hell out of him through the interview process more than Harbaugh and Sean Payton.
Okay.
And that's probably for a couple reasons. One, those two guys, I think Harbaugh and Payton kind of go into that situation thinking the Broncos need to sell them on the job versus DeMeco Ryans coming in, who's never been a head coach, is just going to give him his best. And I think they knew how hard Harbaugh and Payton were going to be to get. So I think they just kind of like, what's the saying I'm looking for?
Settled.
Hedged all their bets. Said, let's pursue all three of these guys. And knowing that we might not get two of them, I think they thought they would be able to get DeMeco Ryans because I think most people are like, why would you go to the Texans? Well, there he is. And he's going to either save that franchise or think back to this week and go, that's when I made the greatest mistake of my entire professional career. I think the thing too that Harbaugh and Ryans have is like they didn't have to give up anything to get either of those guys. And if you think those guys can come in and be, the type of coach that gets your franchise going in the right direction, and you still have those 2 draft picks, then, you're in a little bit better of a situation. But I don't mind what the Broncos gave up for Russ and what they gave up for Sean Payton, because those are the 2 most important pieces of your football team. Now, if it doesn't work, then it's going to be horrible. It's going to be like, look at what we gave up. A bunch of stuff for nothing. I don't think Russ is done. I don't think that trade is completely gradable yet. But here's the caveat. If Russell Wilson plays horribly this year, the Broncos will move on from him. They're not going to be strapped by the contract. They'll eat the dead cap. And the reason you get a guy like Payton or Harbaugh is you believe they can fix the team after Russell, or not even fix, but keep. Yeah, fix is a good word, but like they can be the right guy to correct the ship after Russell Wilson.
Correct.
But also, I think of those 3 guys, Sean Payton is the best to get the most out of the offense with Russell Wilson.
I think it's like you said, if Russell, like this investment, because it is a huge investment, this investment into a coach after trading all that away for Russell Wilson, if Wilson doesn't perform, it's be like, well, Sean Payton's going to be our guy for the foreseeable future, 1. And 2, any guy that we bring in, like this is going to be his team to try and make competitive.
Yeah. And if Russell Wilson is terrible this year, the Broncos have their 1st-round draft pick next season.
Correct.
So, unlike this year, if we tank, we will actually reap the reward for that. The Saints will then get a very, very high pick in the top of the 2nd round there.
Yes.
And Sean Payton has a nice built-in excuse if things do not go well this season. Not his team. He didn't build it. He was saddled with Russell Wilson. There's probably more pressure on Russell Wilson this season, and that scares me.
Completely
That's
agree.
the one thing that scares me. But I think they just got to get back to basics with Russell Wilson. And I think the offense, and we saw Russ play better with an offensive game plan that they stuck to that was designed to his strengths through that last month of football.
Correct.
That gives me more hope than anything else this season. And now Vic Fangio coming in as defensive coordinator is very likely. And
so you think so? Oh my God, Dolphins. Oh, the Dolphins.
They offered him a lot of money, but Fangio wanted to coach with Sean Payton. That was in the works before this happened.